What's up, guys? It's your man Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this special early-ish morning edition of TSR Live. I am joined by Jonathan of MLD Modern Life Dating. It's been a while, MLD. What's going on with you, brah?
It's good, man. I've been enjoying you. I was watching your breakdown after I did mine of Brittany Renner and Tate, and just seeing you with the body language reading, I was just like, Donovan's the man.
Yes.
You're very good. You're very, very good.
Well, I got a lot of that from you, to be honest with you. I remember the very first time I remember you told me about the concept of doing body language mastery, because you and we were on a live stream, and I forget what we were watching, but we were getting all of these remedial questions about women's body language. And so we're backstage after the show, and you and I were like, dude, I can't believe most guys don't know this stuff. We assumed that most guys understood how to read a woman's body language. And sure enough, the body language mastery has obviously changed your life. You, of course, got me into the courses. I decided to do Womanese. That, of course, changed my life in so many ways. So yeah.
I remember that when you revised it, when I gave you the device to like revise it, and you made like the one that you're using now is so good.
Oh yeah.
Because it's so transparent and easily digestible. Like there's not a lot lost in translation. That just shows that you're a great educator, And I remember watching it. I was just, and then you turned it into a book too. It's genius. Yep. You're the man, bro. People don't realize the sauce you put on all this shit, bro. You're the fucking man, bro.
I'm gonna give you aspiring content creators a pro tip. Listen closely, guys. Listen closely. If you are a good content creator, whatever concept, whatever live stream, whatever episodes you have, you can monetize it in 4 different ways. You can do the video form, you can do the audio form, you can do the ebook form, and you can do the paperback form. So Womanese is available in audio, video, digital, paperback, everything. So if you guys ever hit a streak, you can monetize every piece of content in 4 different ways. That's literally the answer. That's literally the secret to my success.
I mean, you earned it, man. And dude, like, look at both of us, dude. We came from 2018 to where we are now. Isn't it wild?
Dude, it's fucking
just watching Myron blow up the way he is, and just like it's just honestly, it's like we were just a bunch of dudes on on the Red Man group.
Yep, that's right, man. Dude, it is funny. We all sort of, obviously Myron's passed us way by in terms of subscribership, but yeah, I remember when he was just starting out. You and I both used to have him on our channels, and now look where he's at. So it's cool to see each other succeed with the growth and the success. Of course, I commemorate everybody back here. I still haven't gotten. I have a picture of you and me. And I wanted to order it for a stretch canvas. The only problem is my Instagram got taken down. So now I got to find it in my phone and get a stretch canvas. I got to put you up there with my Mount Rushmore back there.
Boys, yeah, I would feel honored. I'm actually going to go after. So actually next week. Oh yeah, we're going to link up. Are you going to be at Miami?
I will be in Miami. I'm going to be there. Yeah, I'll be there from the 11th to the 17th.
Me too. 11th to the 16th. I'll be there.
Fucking A. So yeah, dude, you and I have seen each other. So we've seen each other. We met here in New Jersey when we flew out. I met you in Miami for the second CME, and I'll meet you in Miami again here too. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be good fun.
I'm looking forward to another. I want to get on the night show with you and the chicks.
You have done after hours, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. Me and you on after hours would be fucking, dude. It'd be fucking great. Oh my god. Okay, so let's cut to the chase here. So you have just released another course. It's called Dark Pass Harem.
Right.
Today is the very last day to get your hands on the course. So give me the Reader's Digest version or the elevator pitch on what the Dark Harem Pass is, what it can teach you, et cetera, et cetera.
So the Dark Pass Harem is included in the Masculine Empowerment Network enrollment, which is happening right now.
Okay.
So actually what I can show you is the entire thing that it just happens to be a package of. So I'll just share this to the screen right here.
Very good.
So when you sign up for the Masculine Empowerment Network, this is what you get. You get access to my course, the Dark Pass Harem, which I have 3 modules today that is totaling in 28 minutes of footage
Wow.
of deep seduction. And this is very, if you're a fan of Donovan Sharp, this ties in perfectly to his book, How to Train Your Girlfriend.
Good. Very nice.
And Donovan, you haven't seen these modules yet, but I really want you to
I
the
want to check
harsh
it out, man.
criticism. Oh, they're good. They're good.
I want to check it out.
They're really good, and they're very easy for the average man to apply and just to get a woman in your frame. The backbone of this whole thing is all deep seduction is pulling a woman deeply into your frame.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
And we break it down for you in very layman's terms. Following up with that, you get 20 webinars with experts in money, muscles, game, and frame. And then we have the schedule right here. You can see starting on January 9th, the color coding is here: money, muscles, game, frame.
Okay.
Apex Mindset's gonna be talking about cold approach. We have myself and another guy who's a deca millionaire talk about millionaire escaping the matrix.
Good.
We have guys who are helping you get jobs in cybersecurity and coding. We have a guy who is a graduate of the Masculine Empowerment Network. His username is Natty Fat Loss, and he's going to talk about how he lost 60 pounds in 1 year.
Wow.
Red Pill 4 is on the panel twice. We have Offie Kingdom, King Dre, Inner Masculine, Justin Mark, notorious pickup artist from Toronto who is like gone globally viral.
Yes.
You get all of this. So what this is a 2-hour presentation twice a day, done at 9 a.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
If you can't attend it, it's recorded. And if you can't watch it immediately, you can watch the recording at your leisure forever after the course is done.
Okay.
So you get all this, right? And then you get access to a database where we have previously recorded webinars, including webinars featuring Donovan Sharp, dating back to 2019. You get a secured Telegram chat with over 270 members in there right now, all red pill dudes on the same path of money, muscles, game, frame. And then this is the newest edition here: 3 end-of-month checkup calls at the end of January, February, and March. We will have a group coaching session checking up on whoever needs help, where they are with their goals, what kind of questions they have. And this is going to kind of give you guys like little training wheels to get you on your feet to live the new red pill life that you're coming into.
Wow, this sounds exciting, man.
So it's a lot, but it's a good way to start off 2023. We've had a bunch of people already sign up. Today's the last day, and it does end at midnight tonight. But once you see these webinar or these segments from the course, you'll understand.
Okay, all right, good stuff. Yeah. Oh, are you going to bring those up now?
Whenever you're ready, just tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready right now. Let's do it, man. I remember you telling me about these. I remember you telling me about these modules a little while back. You're like, dude, these modules are awesome. So I've been looking forward to it for a while. Okay, here we go.
So this is module 1, and the title of this one is How to Operate a Harem. Take a look here.
Okay.
How to operate a harem. Okay. So what I'm going to show you right now is the general framework of how a harem is supposed to operate. Okay. A lot of guys just think, oh, women just show up, give me endless amounts of sex, and then go on their way, and then I'm just a top tier alpha male. That's not how it works at all. Okay. This is a very detailed and intricate system, and it all ties to your frame. This is what I was talking about earlier in the previous modules, that frame is the most important part of maintaining relationships throughout the entire duration of your life. No frame is no game. No game is no women. No women is not a life I want to live. So let's take a look here. Okay. It all starts with your life and your goals. This woman must understand who you are, why you are the way you are, where you're going, and why it is going to happen. This is the backbone of your harem. Now, this doesn't need to be, you want to be a space astronaut for NASA or anything crazy or intricate. It could just be like, hey, I just want to work a good job. I want to get promoted. I want to be manager one day and be like, head of HR or something along those lines. But you need to have life goals, and you need to be congruent with what you say. That means the life you live must reflect what you say you want with your life. Okay. You are fueling the pursuit of your life goals. So this is where the harem comes into play, right? So the harem needs to have a hierarchy, and we have girl 1, girl 2, girl 3 here in these black bubbles. These are the stable girls. These are the ones that you have on rotation and you see them regularly, and you're dating all three at the same time.
This is accurate.
Here is this is for new recruits, okay? And like most big companies, your HR department needs to always be open.
That's right.
Always accepting applications, you're always accepting resumes, because the truth is this, all right? With these harems, each girl has a certain amount of time that she's going to stick around. Eventually, these girls do fall off, okay? Unless you're like an extremely top level alpha male. I'm talking about celebrity. I'm talking high level status somewhere around the world, athlete, influencer, right? High level. Then they'll stick around. But the reality is every girl is a ticking time bomb into when it just fizzles out and goes back out to the streets where she belongs, or where she tries to go lock down a guy that'll give him that one-on-one commitment. However, the unfortunate reality is most of these chicks will not be able to do that. Okay. Especially the higher level guy you are.
Yep.
It's just, they don't know it any better. It would be in their best interest to stay with you, but modern feminism and all this indoctrination stuff that's got in their head has got the average girl thinking she can have everything she wants and more. So don't take it personally. You will lose women. And that's why the HR department is always open. Okay. And these 4 women are fueling you to go after your life goals.
Right.
We'll be talking about the duties that these women need to be fulfilling as well as how to promote girls within your organization as well. But that comes in a little bit later in other modules. Okay. Yeah. And then for here, this is how if you're starting off with no girls, we're going to talk to you about a starter girl in the next module as well.
Very nice.
But you're sourcing. This is how you're going to be sourcing, and you always need to be sourcing.
That's right.
Okay. I don't know what people think out there, something along the lines like once you become like this top level man, like women are just showing up at the front door like, oh, please take me into your harem. It doesn't work like that. You have to get out there and you got to advertise who you are as a man, what you're doing, and you got to onboard new potentials here in the tryout slot for new recruits, and then promote them or place them where they belong based upon their behavior, their performance, their attitude, their beauty, and the levels of servitude. Servitude being one of the most important things, probably only number 2 to beauty, okay?
That's right.
And age and beauty are correlated, because as a woman gets older, she typically declines in age.
Right.
Sourcing is pretty simple. Dating apps, night game, day game, social life. As you are waking up in the morning, your feet are hitting the ground, it's game time. Right. You're on. There are no times where you take your foot off the gas. If you want to be a high level man and operate like this, you're going to have to make a couple sacrifices. There are no days off. Okay. No. You got to always be ready, always be sourcing, always be closing, always be pimping, always being out there looking as best as possible, taking care of yourself, making sure you're always putting your best foot forward. There is no rest. There is no cheat day in this life. Rest is every day.
Woo!
Wow. Extreme for some people, but at the same time, it's totally doable, even for the average guy. Effort is a great equalizer. So if you're willing to put in the effort, this life is easily yours. I've done this across the globe. I've done this in Japan. I've done this in Colombia. I've done this in the United States of America. I've done this living in Hawaii. I've done this in Korea. I've done this across the globe. All women across the globe, they operate in the same framework. So it doesn't really matter where you're watching this in the world. This is totally doable. I will say it's maybe a little bit harder in the West where these chicks have lost their mind. But if you're in a more traditional country, more traditional society, or you're dealing with more conservative type women's, this is totally doable. And this is the general framework. So it starts here at the sourcing. You put them into the new recruits, and then we talk about screening them in the next module. Mm-hmm. And then from here, you move them up the hierarchy. And then I like to say the magic number for me is 3 stables with a 4th opening for sexual variety, enjoying your life, trying out new girls. And then, sometimes there have been positions in my life where some of the girls have gotten fat. And I've just said, like, look, you're getting fat, and I'm sorry, but we got to let you go. And I got to bring in a skinnier, younger recruit.
Cardinal sin.
You have to have boundaries and standards for these women as well.
I love it.
So be prepared to get rid of chicks as well. and also be prepared for the girls to leave you. Okay.
Right.
And again, all these girls are fueling you with their duties. The duties we're going to talk about later: cooking, cleaning, maintaining the household, all those things. And then you are fueled by them to get your life goals. Because remember, the majority of girls now, they belong to the streets, right? They're just out there, streetwalk confirmed. And so you're going to want to be able to bring them in and put them to work for you, and your life goals. You're going to be promoting a better society, a better growth for humanity, and a better life for you and the people around you as well. So you kind of put their, wayward lives to good use for you. And that's what I talk about, again, being self-righteous in your frame. I know when I bring a girl into my life, she is going to get better. She's going to be smarter. She's going to be better educated. She's going to learn to save more money. She's going to take care of her health. She's going to learn how to cook, how to clean. I'm going to make her a better human. Women, when they're done with me, they leave better. They don't leave worse. And these women remember me for the rest of their life. And that's the kind of man you have to be. But again, without any frame, if you can't hold that frame, none of this is possible. Watch this module a couple times. It's really important. And now we're going to talk about the intricacies of this entire system. So sit tight. We're just getting going.
There we go. That's the first one.
Wow, good stuff, man. I'd like to elaborate on that a little bit. I think what a lot of guys, and I like that you addressed that. Dudes think that any guy who has a harem just has women, just lining up, knocking on their door, trying to be a part of their lives. That only happens to, it's not even the top 1%. It's probably a fraction of a percentage. Guys like Andrew Tate, guys like Justin Waller. And even still, maintaining a harem is not easy for those guys. But a lot of guys tend to forget that not only is it not easy to get a harem, it is extremely difficult to maintain it. The most girls I was ever fucking at the same time was 5 girls. But guess what? And I can sit here, oh yeah, I was fucking 5 girls at the same time. That only lasted for 3.5 weeks. Because I'm sorry, that only lasted for 2.5 weeks, because after 2.5 weeks, one ghosted me, one woman, her husband found out, and another girl moved. So I go from 5 girls to 2 girls, just like that. Then of course over the next 2 weeks, one lost interest, I lost interest in her, and a couple 2-3 weeks later, I have a whole nother set of girls. It is not easy. It is not easy to achieve and maintain a harem. My average, I was probably sleeping with anywhere between 2 and 3 girls at the same time on average. Sometimes you're sleeping with more girls than others. Other times you're not. But what guys have to understand is that this is not easy. It absolutely takes maintenance for sure. Having done it in Vegas for a number of years, it's hard, it's tough, and it's difficult. And anybody that tells you anybody who tells you it's easy is either lying to you or they don't know themselves.
I mean, really, it's just a compliment, really, because they tell you that you make it look so easy.
Yeah,
you're like,
man,
it's so easy. Anybody can do that. Like, no, I just make it look easy. But it's like
running a harem is like watching a duck on a pond. You see it gliding smoothly, but underneath they're paddling like crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to add to what you said, because I think a part of being good at game, especially if you're a guy like us, let's be honest, we are not a Giga Chads, right? But we're good looking enough, we're ambitious enough, and if you get out there, you have to be sourcing. You're like a salesman. You got to go find the leads. You got to close them, and you got to keep them on the subscription plan.
That's right.
What you do.
I love it.
Source the leads. You get them closed, which is having sex with them, and then you keep them on the subscription plan. And we talk about that in the next 2 modules, how to get them on, because this is all about frame. They have to, this goes back to the Black community. They say you got to sell them the dream. You got to let them know that this is the way to go. And if you, there's a module titled "Be Self-Righteous in Your Frame," and I tell them you got to be like, bitch, where are you gonna go that's better than me?
Yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do? Leave? You know what I mean? That's the attitude that you have to have. Okay, let's go to the next module if you have it.
Yeah, and one of your audience members said something along the lines about is this the course with the multiple breakdowns of girls? That's actually the Dark Past Part 1, and it is available to you after you sign up for the Masculine Empowerment Network. That one right there.
Okay, cool. Okay,
and I could show you a segment of that too. It's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, whatever you want to do. Okay, the sister method. Ooh,
okay.
Dude,
So,
this shit is next level, man.
oh yeah. Oh no, I mean, because like I said,
It's awesome.
Donnie, we live this life.
Yeah, man. It's just it takes so much work before you play this, man. It like a lot of guys, like I remember there was one Reddit post. Well, if guys like Richard Cooper and Donovan Sharp really were red pill, why aren't they spinning 20-year-old plates? Because the shit is not fucking easy. The shit is fucking hard. And the main reason is this: I just don't have time anymore. I just don't have time. I would love to be fucking multiple 20-year-olds, but not only do I not have the time, I don't have the energy. I put all my energy into this. So there's your answer.
Yeah, and honestly, another thing is this too, right? You grow out of it. A lot of guys think that you don't grow out of it.
Yes.
Like, do I want a hot 23-year-old showing up every day to fuck me? Yes. Do I have the drive? Because a lot of thing that keeps guys in the game is the sexual drive, but you can satisfy that. You know what I mean? I think after like 100 bangs, you can kind of like you start to like wean off,
Look, I'll put it to you this way. Ray Lewis famously said, Ray Lewis, Hall of Fame linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens. He said, as far as my salary is concerned, he says Sundays you get for free. I play, dude, I'll show up and play Sunday all the time. What you're paying me for are the practices, the two-a-days, the walkthroughs, the training camp, the film study, all of those things that are not fun to do so that you can do them on Sunday. Well, it's the same thing as the player life. Just like you said, I would love for a hot 22-year-old to be just knocking up, all right, Donovan, I'm here to fuck. But it's not like that. So you never grow out of fucking new girls, but what you do is you grow out of the desire to do what's necessary to be sourcing girls.
Yeah. And you just find happiness in other things. Like, honestly, I took my dog for a walk the other day in the park and I was just so happy. It was just
exactly
simple. But this here's called the sister method. This is an MLD exclusive. I developed this whole process, and this is how you get a girl, seduce her, put her on your team, and keep her there.
Okay, let's do it. Wait a minute, pause this.
The sister.
Yeah.
You need to create us another method for Black women. Call it the sister method. Just put it out there.
All right.
Method. Okay. So every girl that comes in to your world, into your frame, and who is eventually going to be part of your harem, you have to put her through the sister method. I'm going to explain what the sister method is right now. Okay. First things first, pretty simple. Seduction. Okay. You're going to bring her on a date. You're going to seduce her. You're going to have a nice time, right? This is where game comes into play. You got to know how to go out there and meet girls. You got to go out there and know how to have a good time and make sure you're having it on your terms. You're not being any supplicating. You're not there simping for her, paying for stuff you shouldn't be paying for. Okay. It's seduction on your terms, because how you start is the frame she's going to associate with you. And seduction is the beginning. And once you have sex with her, once you penetrate, that is when it gets serious. Okay. So seduction is the first step. Secondly, if she keeps coming around and wanting to be a part of your life, comes number 2, indoctrination. This goes back to you being self-righteous in your frame.
This is insane.
You're going to have to start teaching her your way of living, your boundaries, what you view as okay, what you view as not okay. This is a form of seduction in itself, and it needs to be done over and over and over again, so she slowly gets rid of her frame and starts adapting yours. Because with the modern man right now, what they do is they succumb to the woman's frame. The modern guy simps for her. The modern guy gives away pieces of himself by giving up his frame and submitting to hers. And what's funny is he does this in his mind to keep the girl around. Right. But all that does is signal to her he's a weak man and he's not the best possible choice. And she's eventually going to cheat or leave, if not both. So you have to indoctrinate her in your frame. And this is endless indoctrination. It doesn't stop. You need to consistently let her know what you like, what you don't like, and you need to enforce these things. And this goes on forever. Okay. Part 3 is servitude. Okay. Listen up. There's no free lunch
Sir.
the way we're running our things. Okay. She has to work for everything in this relationship.
Right.
And that ties into investment, which we'll be talking about in a later module. But servitude is absolutely a mandatory requirement because it's going to help her feel like she's contributing to you as well. Another thing is this: servitude is a filtering mechanism, because if a woman doesn't want to serve you and take care of you,
Good.
she's a bum. She's a loser. She's going to be a drag on your life. And you getting your goals, your vision, your mission, your life purpose, she is only going to slow you down, if not block you completely. You have to be a man. You have to be strong enough to tell them you need things done and tell them how you want it done. Okay, if a girl comes over to my house, she spends the night, we sleep together. I always tell her, you better make the bed. One, if she says, no, I'm not going to make the bed, I know she belongs to the streets forever. She's a streetwalker. And quite frankly, she has no place in my life other than pump and dump at max. Okay. Two, if she does do it and she does it incorrectly, I'll be like, hey, thanks for making the bed. Looks good. Here's how I make the bed in my house.
Woo, love it.
Maybe she folds the blanket over the pillows. I don't like that. I like the pillows exposed, and I like the blanket folded back a little bit, like a 5-star hotel.
Love it.
I'm living that hot dude life. I'm living that luxury, baby. Okay.
Sure,
You
sure.
let her know what you want on your terms. If she does it correct, be sure to let her know, hey, this is great. This is how I like my bed folded. You are awesome. Give her a hug, give her a kiss, see her on the way. Okay. We're going to go into a little bit more detail later in this course, but a lot of guys think that, like, oh, I'm just going to be this alpha male guy and I'm just going to treat this woman like fucking dog shit. And then she's totally going to stick around no matter what, because I'm the alpha male and I'm God and I'm Jesus and I'm Allah, whatever. It doesn't work like that. Okay. These chicks are humans and they have feelings and they do have self-esteem as well.
Yes, they do.
So you can't just go through like the whole relationship not rewarding good behavior. It doesn't work like that at all. And that's what we talked about in the frame as well. When they enforce your boundaries and they stay in with your frame, you have to reward them. It's just how this whole thing works, okay? But servitude is number 3, okay? Number 4 is training, okay?
Yes, sir.
Look, a lot of these girls are going to come into your life and you're going to have to unlearn what they have learned. They're going to come into your life with a lot of bad habits.
Barrel.
You're going to come into your life with a lot of things that are not acceptable. And you need to constantly let them know, hey, if you want to be something more than a random hookup, you're going to have to do things a certain way. And you're going to have to train them. Okay. You don't just want to get in this framework where you're just like, no, you did this wrong. No, you did this wrong. No, you did this wrong. Because eventually that endless amount of criticism is going to mess with her head. She's not going to want to be around you. It's just human psychology. So you need to train them to do things how you like it. And you, as a man, have to be okay with having things your way.
Damn right.
For me, for example, when I like my lime served to me with my dinner, I like my lime cut in quarters. I do not like it cut in half.
Right.
I like it cut in quarters so I could pick it up, squeeze the lime on my rice, on my steak, my salad, whatever. That's what I like. I like to have Coke Zero when I eat dinner or lunch. And when I do that, I like a tall cup filled to the very top with ice. I don't like halfway ice. I don't like 25% ice.
There you go.
I want my cup filled to the top with ice. And I let her know, hey, baby, when you bring me my cup, my ice has to be at the top because that's what I want. And that's how things are done in my life and in my frame. And when she does that, I reward her. Yeah. I'll randomly grab her, kiss her on the cheek, say, baby, I love it when you fill my cup to the top of my ice. You're a great girl. Little things like that work. Okay. So you're going to have to learn to train them. This one here, very important. Okay. Number 5, enforcement.
Yes, sir.
If a woman comes into my life There's a couple things she needs to know. I don't deal with male friends. You're not going to go hang out with your ex-boyfriend. You're not going to go hang out with your male colleague, have lunch, dinner, none of that stuff. Okay. That's my personal boundaries for my life, because I know 9 times out of 10, those male friends are up to no good. Okay.
Yes,
They're
sir.
playing that weasel, sneaky beta male game, trying to like weasel their way into her pants. She may not see that because a lot of women don't really understand that how much men are after them just for some sex. They really don't have a concept of that. So for me, I tell them, hey, you can go and have lunch with that guy. You can go hang out with your ex-boyfriend. But for me, I'm just going to look at you as a casual hookup partner. And really, that's kind of gross. That ties into the self-righteousness that I was talking about again.
Yes.
You have to believe in your frame. You got to believe in what you do as the end all be all, the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end starts with you. So you got to be ready to enforce this stuff, because if you don't enforce it, then she's going to start taking advantage of you.
Hell yeah.
And when a woman is not in your frame and you're keeping her in your life, it's going to screw with your confidence. It's going to screw with your mindset. It is not something you want to be dealing with whatsoever. So enforcement is extremely important. Okay. Which leads me to my last part right here. Retention. Now, retention is very easy, because if you follow this right here, you're going to have a good amount of retention. And remember, retention is not infinite, but you can control the circumstances of the relationship to stretch the retention as long as possible.
Right.
Because really, hiring new employees, hiring new girls, doing the interviews, which are dates, all this stuff, going through HR, looking through the applications, it's a lot of time wasted that you could be using to be on your life goal path, right? So you want to kind of keep the retention as long as possible. And we're going to cover a little bit more in depth on retention in the upcoming modules. But again, this is the sister method right here, which is seduction, indoctrination, servitude, training, enforcement, and retention.
Perfect.
It is foolproof. It is geography proof. Any woman around the globe, this will work. So use it wisely. Thanks. I'll see you in the next module.
Very nice. You're looking good there, John. You're looking slim. The hairline is looking extra tight.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, a couple of thoughts on this module. This module was spot on. It is so important to be specific about how you like for things to be done.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why Devin and I are going to be celebrating our 7-year anniversary on January the 19th is because every time she does something for me, she does it exactly the way I want it. And the reason she knows exactly what I want is because I communicated that to her clearly. We got to understand, gentlemen, that women are not mind readers. Yes, they're very socially perceptive. They are they're socially perceptively superior to us. They pick up on things that we can't, et cetera, et cetera. That doesn't mean they're mind readers. If you want your girl to do something a certain way, you have to tell her how to do it. Devin knows how I like my steak cooked. She knows how I like her to wear her panties. Everything she does for me and for herself is exactly the way I want it. My second thought is something that you mentioned at the beginning of the module, is that women, a lot of guys are under the impression that if you're this super alpha and you just fuck a bunch of girls and treat them like shit, they're going, no. I could not have said it better, John. Women are people too. And Rich Cooper famously said, no one works for free. That's exactly correct. No one does work for free. Neither should you as a man. But what you have to understand is that just like you want something in return for your tears, your time, energy, attention, and resources, she also needs something in return for what she's giving you. And I think I came up with an acronym: her back, her body, attitude, compliance, and kindness. Wow, I can't believe I just remembered that. So women are just gonna fuck you and for nothing. You can't expect a woman to just come to your place, fuck you, and then off she goes, and that's all she gets out of it. No, you have to praise her. Sometimes you have to compliment her. You have to have positive reinforcement. So just understand, guys, women got to get something out of this too. Okay. It's not just I'm just gonna be fucking a bunch of bitches treating them like shit and they all can't get enough. It does not work that way.
Yeah, man. Like I said, with what I put through here, I've realized that, I think a lot of guys in the red pill space, there's a tendency that there's a lot of anger in this space,
Sure,
and
of
a lot
course.
of guys think that like, oh, like I got the money, I got the muscles, I got the game frame. They'll be like, all right, listen, bitch, this is exactly how I want this shit, like every day, and it doesn't work like that. Like it is, like you have to work. It's a harmonious balance, and the most and this is a deep seduction course, right?
Okay.
The most flawless seduction is the one that the person doesn't even know it's being cast over
There
them,
it is. You know it.
you know?
Uh-huh.
And we're teaching you guys how to be smooth. Like I said, Donovan and I, listen, we are very traditional in the sense that we have relationships that most guys want. Like our women do what we say,
Right.
and they do it willingly. We're not like oppressing them. And they also know that they're going to get a benefit. And it's not like we're paying them to stay with us or anything pathetic like that. It's women
No.
are emotionally invested and they see that we're the best choice they have. And they are working with us to further our goal, which is a good life together, and
Right.
primarily my goal, because she has to be in your frame as the man. She has to be,
Right.
you have to be the captain of the ship, and she has to be first mate. And there's no other way that this works. There's equality, none of that shit doesn't work.
Okay.
So you as a man, you need to know how to lead. If you don't know how to lead, if you don't know how to have a frame, if you don't know how to develop frame, then what, like you are doomed in every sense of the word. You are doomed. So this is absolutely necessary. A lot of guys want to be red pill armchair alphas, but when it comes down to the application,
There
they
you go.
choke. And you have to be a leader if you want to be a top dog. You have to learn these skills, and it's learnable. And that's what I teach in this course and in the Masculine Empowerment Network.
Application is so key, John. There are a lot of guys, there are a lot of consumers, a lot of audience, a good portion of the red pill audience, the red pill consumer, a good portion of these guys do what you aptly named red pill masturbation.
Yes.
All they do, they listen. They're in the comment section. They're in the they're in the chat. This and that and the third. And you can always tell someone is either new to the red pill or have been or masturbate with the red pill by the way they comment or chat. Is
Right.
they make very remedial statements, right? Thinking that they're the only ones who figured it out. And I see it all the time. I used to see it all the time in my chat when it wasn't members only. Well, what you have to do is you have to make yourself scarce. Well, yes, we know and understand that. If you lift weights, women will be more attracted to you. Yes. Sometimes you have to learn to tell women no. Yeah, we got it. These guys, it's almost like reading a book on how to drive a stick shift, how to drive a manual transmission. If you can read it, watch videos on it, make all the comments and instruct a course on screen, but you don't learn to drive a stick until you actually get into the car, into the cockpit of the car, so to speak, and actually drive the stick. So application on its listen, getting the knowledge is key. It's the first step, but you've got to apply this stuff instead of just masturbating with the red pill like a lot of guys do.
Yeah, and that's why I put out this thing, because I'm realizing, Donovan, you and I have been with the red pill for such a long time now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You have definitely, in my opinion, you have earned your place on Manosphere, Mount Rushmore, without a doubt. You're out there, mainly because you haven't lost your fucking mind. But you're still like, people don't. I mean, dude, you definitely you're the fucking man. You definitely earn your spot. But the thing is, now that we have seen the red pill penetrate the mainstream, the next step is actually, we've announced the problem enough. Now we need to start announcing solutions.
Yes, agreed.
If you guys want to get the word really into society, you got to start living it. Now, I'm not telling you to go in the streets and be like, I'm red pill and hypergamy doesn't care. Like, you're going to get fired. But,
yes.
Operate in silence like a real G. Like,
there you
just if you don't want to comply with something, don't comply. And people say, why not? You're just like, I don't need to answer you. I just don't want to comply with this. And that's it. And that's holding frame. And if you don't hold frame in this life, you're going to be a bitch to somebody eventually.
That's all right. I'll tell you something else too. Holding frame is key, because if you're not good at holding frame, then you're always going to be questioned for your judgment. I cannot have a bitch where I make a decision and she always has to know why. Uh,
bro. I will fucking jump off a balcony. Fuck.
Dude, I am not trying to because, and it's interesting. Some girls, honestly, some girls are just bitches. They want to know why, just to try to get you to explain to them why. They know you're breaking frame. They're just never going to be trained out of that. But if you're with a girl if you're with a girl and you can discern that she's not just acting like a bitch or whatever the case may be, and she continues to ask you questions about why you're making the judgment calls you're making, that means that there could be a leadership problem there. She
Right.
doesn't trust you enough to just not blindly, but to obey what you're telling her. When I tell Devin to do something, and everything about Devin's life has improved tenfold since she met me, and she knows I'm never going to tell her to do something just to well, hey, watch, I'm going to tell her to do XYZ. You see, she did it. No. Everything I instruct Devin to do is for her benefit, my benefit, and our benefit. And
Right.
if your wife or girlfriend is always questioning why you're making certain decisions, chances are she probably doesn't respect or trust you as much as you think she does.
And then a typical reason from that is like the chick typically has a high body count.
Yeah.
And that kind of fucking sows distrust of men inside of her. And so that's another way you can kind of like realize, like, oh, okay, is this bitch? Why is she not complying with me? Either it's because she doesn't view you as her alpha, like she's been alpha widowed, which is another symptom of okay, you got to consider you might have to get rid of her because it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of training to train and get her out of her.
Yes.
And if you're a high value man or you're on the path to being a high value man, that's alone a good enough reason for you to walk away. And high value in the man in the sense like you're making at least, like Kevin Samuel said, you're making at least $75,000 a year.
Yep.
Not because you think you're a high value man because you read all of Rollo's books.
Right.
Like, objectively, money, muscles, game, frame. You have money. You're in good shape. You have your game. You have frame. You have a backbone. Donovan has rock solid frame. Me too. And that's a high value man. And if that's you, then go ahead and make the choice to walk away. And again, we talk about this in far more depth. This course I showed you 2 modules of 18 in the course. And don't forget, you get access to 20 live webinars where we're going to talk about frame, picking up chicks live starting on January 9th to January 20th.
Oh, wow.
So all of that. So this is not a one-sided course. You get to watch this course and then actually come and talk to me live for free and my team of experts in our paid Zoom group, which is, like I said, it's all included. The Zoom group, the course, the Telegram chat, the 3 monthly coaching checkup calls, and the 200-hour plus database of all the previous recorded webinars. So starting off your year in 2023 like this is fundamentally a way to make sure you're going in the right direction, guided with advice with the red pill lens all over everything.
You know, it's interesting with these bonus modules, these bonus webinars. It's almost it's almost like a private, like you're going to get access to 20 different private coaching sessions in essence, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you have questions for the presenter, they can ask them on the webinar. Am I wrong?
Yeah, and one of the guys is worth $10 million. Where the fuck else are you going to go talk to somebody worth $10 million and do a Q&A with him?
Yeah, exactly. Unless you're paying an arm and a leg. Big shout out to KMO with the $50 super chat. Says, brother MLD in the building enjoyed every moment while I was on active duty in Japan, Yokosuka, but duty does take its toll on military families. So glad to see this collab. Appreciate that, KMO. What are your thoughts on what KMO just said, man? He enjoyed his time?
Yeah. It's being in the military out here is tough because you do carry stigma. Like if you go to the club with your military ID, they'll be like, "Oh, sorry, we're full." There's a lot of blatant discrimination out here, but it is what it is, But yeah, the base is nice. It's really has everything you need, honestly, like to make you feel like you're in America. And then you could go venture into Tokyo. But being a military guy, here's 2 things to get you, like, because who's out here is Xanatos Clutch is out here. You know that, right?
Yes, he moved out there. I remember when he shot me a text, I was like, "Yo, you're in Tokyo?"
Yeah,
couldn't believe it.
And so I told him, like, one of the biggest things you can do to fuck up getting pussy in Tokyo is hang out with military guys. And
really?
Yeah, and at the beginning he kind of was, unless you're gonna get with bunker whores,
Yeah. Right.
And so I let him know about that, and we linked up, and I think he's doing a little bit better now. He's also down in Yokohama. He lives in Yokohama, but
Is he
Tokyo.
active duty military?
I believe he's contracted by the military for his skills.
Okay. Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It was great to meet him, man. He's got all swagger, dude. He's a Chad too. I don't know if you ever met him in real life. He's a Chad.
I can tell by the way he talks because I've had him on my live. I've never met him in person, but he talks with a certain confidence that can't be really fake when you know exactly what you're doing.
Oh,
So,
dude, he's a smooth criminal. He's good. He's good.
love it, love it. We have one more module, or do you want to leave it
Yes.
there?
One
Okay.
more module. This is the final one. So I actually broke down retention into 2 parts.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you part 2 right now. And this is called deep retention. So this,
All right,
this
let's do it.
this is how you keep them on as long as possible.
Okay, perfect. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Deep retention. These things I'm going to explain to you right now are part 2 of the deeper side of things. Remember, in this whole situation of maintaining a harem, it is endless indoctrination. It is endless reinforcement of your boundaries. It is endless reinforcement of your frame. And we do that by providing positivity. And then if there are infractions, we enforce the boundary that was infracted upon.
There you go.
And then we retract our positivity as a form of punishment.
Good. Very
There's
good.
no giving negativity in regards to our punishment. It's just retracting our love, our affection, our validation, and letting them feel that void. Okay. So here is deep retention. Okay. Part 1 is extremely important. She has to understand the mission. Understanding the mission is the backbone of this entire thing.
Yes.
Okay. You have to sell her on the vision. You have to sell her on your goal. Okay. Whether it be you want to own multiple properties that generate income for you to live a wonderful life and travel around the world with her. She needs to understand the mission, whether it's you're in a fitness competition, you want to win first place, or you want to start a YouTube channel, or you want to be an influencer, or you want to become an expert in stock trading. Okay. Whatever the case may be, she must understand the mission. So when she's washing those clothes, when she's scratching your back, when she is, dealing with other crazy chicks in the situation, she knows she will endure because she understands the mission. Okay.
Right.
Part 2, fulfillment of duties. Okay. She must have duties.
Right.
This is something a lot of guys are uncomfortable about.
Yes. Dude,
She has to have things to do. Because if they do not work for you, if they do not work for the relationship, they will not value it. Okay. And that ties into investment. Now, investment is not about money. Money plays into the cases here as well. But what investment is she must invest some sort of time,
Bingo.
money, emotion, effort, whatever the case may be. She has to be investing these things in you. So she is emotionally bought in on this, and this ties her to you on a deep level. And women want to be part of your plan. They want to help you. It's in their nature. They are our helpmate, as it says in a lot of ancient texts. Okay.
Right.
And women serving and helping men brings them a very special type of happiness and a very special type of fulfillment. This is why the modern woman is so miserable, because they've been indoctrinated and taught that this is somehow a form of slavery or servitude, and that working for a corporation, which is literal modern day slavery, is somehow more fulfilling than helping a man and building something with him, right?
Oh.
So they have to invest, and we'll talk about investment a little bit more on some future modules here. But the fulfillment of the duties, so you giving them an assignment and them completing it to your likings exactly, that is fulfillment of duties, and that further strengthens the bond between you two, and it makes it harder for her to leave as well. Okay. I've been in situations when I've dated women and the kind of situation wasn't working out for me anymore and they had to leave. And I've had these women tell me, like, I don't know what to do with my life anymore. Like, I am lost. I don't know
This actually happens.
what I'm supposed to do now. And a lot of these women had to go to therapy. A lot of them had to spend a lot of time healing and restructuring their frame because that's how deeply bought in they were. It makes it hard for them to leave. And it also makes it hard for them to date another man because I give them such a high level of love and fulfillment by being with me that to replace this is so rare. And they will usually weigh out, staying or going. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to stay. And this extends their duration. Okay. Which leads me to number 3. Okay. A clear path of promotion. Okay. These women need to know that what they're doing is going to lead somewhere. Okay.
Bingo. Yes, I like that.
Them down the road to doing something more for you. Okay. And here's a little hierarchy right here. Okay. So these women start off at the bottom of the food chain, which is which is honestly, no girl just wants to be referred to as a man as her hookup only partner, right? Girls who are hookup only, they're the bottom of your respect. They're the bottom of what you give to them. And then the benefits are actually very, very low. Okay. But from here, you want to give them to part C, which is main girl. They want to be working their way up to being your main girl. So she's the main girl that you trust the most and that does the most things. And you give her a lot of responsibility as well. Okay. Mm-hmm. As they move up this hierarchy, the benefits increase, but so do their responsibilities. And if they cannot fulfill their responsibilities, then they get demoted or they stay where they are. Okay. That then raises them up to wife. Now, you're not saying you have to get married. I don't support the legal terms of marriage in America and all those things because it's just nonsense. Like the legal structures, divorce laws, alimony, child support, it's just crazy. Okay. But when I say wife, I mean like life partner. Okay. Someone you have chosen to take with you on this journey for the longest time possible that we're here on this planet. That is what a lot of women dream of. A lot of women want to be a wife. They want to have a wedding. They want to have these great things happen to them. But again, she needs to understand that she has to work her way up to that. Okay. And typically screening is going to take about minimum 18 months.
There you go. Oh, 100%.
To be considered main girl status. 100%. And then from there, you have to increase the intensity of the screening and what you want done to give her wife status. And then finally, if you decide to have children, is mother. A lot of women want to be mothers, okay? And that's the final thing there. When you're selling your dream to the girls, you got to say, hey, listen, the reason I'm working so hard is so I can get this apartment complex.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
I can provide $20,000 a net profit per month to me. Great. And then from there, I won't have to work. I don't have to work as hard. I don't have to do all these nonsense things that I'm doing right now. I have a lot more time to build a family with you and have a family and enjoy the holidays and have a just wonderful, fulfilling life and a great, strong family bond with you and our children. And we'll travel the world and have a great, happily ever after story. You need to believe in your vision and she needs to believe in your vision so that you guys can work together to make it happen. And she has to be able to see this in her mind. And the only way she's going to be able to see this is for you to clearly let them know this is the clear path of promotion I want to put you on, but you have to work for it. And the funny thing is this, the harder they work for it, the more they want it. And the more they want it, the more invested they are. And the more invested they are, the harder it is for them to walk away from the relationship. So this is deep retention. Remember that. And I'll see you in the next module.
Dude, these are solid gold, man.
Thank you, man.
Dude, these are like the first thing that stood out to me was I like how you're advising men to communicate what your goals are. Yeah. The reason I am working so hard, the reason I do X is so that I can do Y, I can have Y, and we will benefit from that. I want to make X amount of money per month, and this will allow us to do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. I also like to promote the categories of women that you put in here, like you're promoting her. So just a quick question. Are you going to verbalize what the promotion strategy is? Are you going to, all right, you're a side chick now, but I'm going to elevate you to main girl. And if you play your cards right, I'm going to elevate you. Or do you just sort of insinuate these things?
So We definitely we're gonna cover that in the webinars live
Okay,
because
sorry.
that can't because so much can be lost in translation
Okay, got it.
with just like video one-sided conversation. So
Yeah.
that's included. But we also in the course we do talk about like the duties, the promotions, understanding when you gotta let a girl go. Like I remember in 2020, listen, 2020, I started making a little money and saw one of these girls. I was like, listen, you're too fat, you gotta go. Like
No.
probably got a brand new bag now, baby. Sorry.
Hey man, look, that's the way it goes though, because guess what? When a girl works her ass off and loses weight, all of a sudden her options start to get a little bit better. So hey man,
Mhm.
if you have better options, by all means. Let me read these super chats here before we close this bad boy out. DC the Beast with the $2 super chats. A shout out to Don. I love these. I love the Womanese teachings. Thank you very, very much. Derek the Trader says with the $10 super chat says, do you guys think that the divorce rate will increase in the US over the next 10 to 15 years or decrease because less men will choose to get married? That is a very good question. What do you think? What are your thoughts there?
I think I want to say that there's still a lot of miserable young women married that will cash out.
Okay.
So that's actually a really good question. You know what I mean? Um,
Because guys are, the thing is this, if guys aren't getting and the divorce rate are the percentage of marriages, legal marriages that end in legal divorce. And
yeah,
so, but less men are getting married legally or
yeah.
otherwise. And so the less marriages you have, the less opportunities you have to get a divorce. That's a very good question. I don't,
The lead attorney on Valuetainment Money the other day with Pearl
Mhm.
did say that the laws are slowly evening out.
Yeah, yeah. He said that they're starting to implement some of this stuff in Atlanta, where he's from.
Mhm.
That's where he's from in Atlanta. Okay.
So I'm not this fucking Reddit pill gloom and doomer like everything's gonna get terrible, we're all gonna die, it's awful.
Black Bill, right?
Yeah, I think objectively speaking, look at where we were in 2019, look where we are now.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Like
true. I mean, people are starting to get it. What were you saying?
the red pill's mainstream. I was watching the quartering the other day. And
Yeah.
it's like this social commentary slash like nerd hobby channel. And the girl, Sydney Watson, was on the show with him. She was saying, like, well, body count really doesn't matter. And the chat was like, no, actually it does. And like the whole chat went crazy. This is like 5,000 people. And they all sort of like, no, body count matters, body count matters. So body count is now part of the mainstream social dialogue.
Wow, I did not know that. And you were the guy who said it was going to go mainstream years and years ago, and I didn't believe you, man.
Yeah, because it's just we are on the right side. We are spreading truth. And they look at the legacy of the government and big tech. Okay. It's failure,
Yep.
right? They couldn't stop marijuana. They couldn't
Nope.
stop piracy. They
Nope.
couldn't stop cryptocurrency. They definitely couldn't stop drugs.
Nope.
So,
If you can't beat them, join them. Oh my
so
God. Put the graphic up there. Put the graphic up
yes,
there. Let these guys know what they're going to be getting when they
yes,
sign up for the masculine empowerment network here.
right. So here it is one more time. The Dark Pass Harem, that's just the 3 course modules you saw. This is actually an 18 module course.
Woo.
So you'll get 15 more on top of that. You'll get 20 webinars with experts in money, muscles, game, and frame. Like I said, the schedule is here. It's 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. every day from January 9th to Friday the 13th. Then we take the weekend off, and then we come back on the 16th and we go to the 20th. So you get that, plus you get the recorded database of past webinars going back to 2019 to myself, Donovan, Ed Lattimore, Myron Gaines, Roll Toffee, Richard Cooper, Ryan Stone, Troy Francis. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
All stars.
Yeah, you get the secure Telegram chat, and then also you get 3 end of the month checkup calls. But you only get that if you sign up by midnight tonight, California time. So
Okay.
we got to get we got to get everybody onboarded, and we got to get the class organized because it's a live training. If you like the CME, this is going to be just like it, but in the convenience of your pocket.
I love it.
And yeah, I mean, it's such a great experience. And hey, Don, you should link up in Miami for the little meetup we're gonna be doing for the Masculine Empowerment Network.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it, man. Dude, I'm all in, man. I got to book my flight.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward, dude. When I'm down there, I'm doing the Saucecast.
Mhm.
I'm linking up
What
with
date do they have you on?
I don't I don't know, but this is my steak and rice.
Looks great.
Made by the lovely and talented Devin. I don't know yet.
Okay. I'm on the 12th, so we might be on the same show.
Let's try to look. I'll ask him to be on the same show as you, man. Like, I ain't got
Yeah.
no problem with that. Hell yeah. So I'll be doing the Saucecast. You and I are we're gonna do some content. I'm gonna be doing some content with Pearl. I'm gonna be doing my one-on-one with Donovan Sharp, like the interviews, like basically origin stories. Remember, I flew everybody out in season 1 a couple of years back. Season 2, now I'm gonna be on the road. And so I'm gonna interview you, I'm gonna interview Pearl, I'm gonna interview Myron. It's gonna be a good time, man. It really is.
I'm excited.
Good stuff. Red Pill Arabic with the 5.000 JODs. I have no idea what that is, but I appreciate it.
Jordanian dinar, I think. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm an idiot.
He's from Jordan.
Okay. Oh, okay. Very good. So shout out to both of you guys. MLD, Happy New Year. Donovan, we should collaborate soon, bro. Coach Kareem. Okay. Well, I'll check you out and see what's going on.
He's a great guy.
Okay. Oh, okay. Very good. Well, if you vouch for him, then yeah, why not? Guys, that is going to do it. Again, if you guys want to get a hold of this unbelievable course, there are less than 9 hours left to sign up. It's going to listen, enrollment ends at midnight Pacific.
Yep.
9 Eastern. Midnight Pacific, 9 Eastern. So if it's going to be midnight Pacific, it'll be 11 Mountain Time, 10 Central Time, 9 Eastern Time. So wherever you are, man, midnight Western Standard Time. Final thoughts before we take this thing home.
Like I said, I'm going back to my roots, which is doing what I do best, which is these webinars. Donovan has watched the evolution of these webinars, and people like Myron Gaines came to these webinars and became Myron Gaines.
That's right. That's exactly.
Everybody has the opportunity to do better. We're all men. We're all cut from the same cloth, and I'm really good at what I do, and I'm not going to stop anytime soon. So if you're having trouble, if you feel lost, if you feel like I don't know what to do, I'm trying to figure this girl thing out. It's struggling. It's struggling. And I don't feel like I'm man enough. I feel like I don't know what to do with my career, make more money. We have all the solutions in the Masculine Empowerment Network. And we've been doing it since 2019, and 2023 is going to be no different. So come on down.
That is going to do it, guys. And I will see you guys in roughly 3.5 hours. I will be reacting to the Just Pearly Things versus Hafiz debate, which wasn't really a debate. It was pretty much the same stuff. So guys, be sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you guys very, very much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Take care.